The sandstorm was nothing short of devastating. A wave of dust that rushed over the dunes, swirling and raging with enough force to do serious damage to anything plant or animal that might have been unfortunate enough to make its home here. Assuming, of course, that anything actually lived here. Adraxis was as close to what would be called a dead world as she had ever seen. Kelly Armana scrambled down the hillside with hands raised to shield her face, hissing as the dust pummeled her. She wore thick tan clothing, along with a cloak with its hood pulled up. It did little good. In the distance, perhaps half a kilometer away, a small 2-story building stood its ground against the howling wind and raging dust. A bastion of hope against the tempest. Assuming, of course, that hope could survive in a place like this. Adraxis was where hope went to die. Kelly stumbled, falling face down in the sand. Grunting, she tossed her head about and tried to recover what little remained of her willpower.
Come on,
she whispered to herself.
You've made it this far.
She got up. Wincing inside her hood, Kelly felt tears leak from her eyes.
You survived that cell on Ganymede,
she reminded herself.
You can survive this.
The building was her destination, though she wondered if she would make it there before exhaustion or the storm did her in. She would have preferred to have landed there, but the pilot she had coaxed into flying her all the way out here had been unwilling to set his ship down on the haunted planet. The most he would do was let her use one of his escape pods, and those things weren't exactly precise when it came to maneuvering. In truth, she was lucky she managed to land within 5 kilometers of this place. So, she scrambled through the storm, keeping her head down, shielding her face as best she could, and ignoring the pain when a stone or pebble hit her. It was slow going. Hours seemed to pass before she reached her destination. But arrive she did, only to fall to her knees just in front of the door. Kelly got shakily to her feet. Pounding on the door with her fist, she let out a wheeze and then collapsed against the metal.
You can't just leave me out here,
she whispered to no one in particular.
You can't just leave.
The doors slid apart. Without the metal to support her weight, Kelly fell to her knees again, huddling in on herself and gasping. She was aching from head to toe, barely able to think, but she sensed the newcomer's approach. A woman in black pants and a matching tank top stepped out of the darkness. A tall woman with pale skin and short blonde hair.
Gods have mercy on me,
she said.
Who might you be?
Kelly looked up to squint at the woman.
I need answers,
she said, nearly falling on her face.
Please. Answers? Do you know where you are? Adraxis.
The other woman crossed her arms, frowning down at Kelly with obvious disdain in her eyes.
And do you know what kind of people come to Adraxis?
She said, raising an eyebrow.
Go on, take a moment and ponder it.